You ever get a phone call that flips your whole life upside down in one sentence? Not a breakup call, not a hospital call, not even a we need to talk call. Nah, this one was colder than that. I was standing in line at a gas station at 6:47 a.m., half asleep, holding a burnt coffee and a protein bar I didn't even want. My phone buzzed in my hoodie pocket. Unknown number. I almost ignored it. Something told me not to. I slid my thumb across the screen. Hello? There was a pause, then a voice I hadn't heard in years. Dad died last night. My heart skipped. What? What are you talking about? A dry chuckle came through the speaker, the kind that ain't funny, just cruel. I inherited everything. House, land, savings. You get nothing. Silence swallowed the air between us. I felt my fingers tighten around the phone. Not because I was shocked, not because I was sad, because I was trying not to laugh. Then I smiled, a slow, quiet smile that nobody around me could see. "Congrats," I said softly. He hung up. And that's when the real story started. My name's Naomi Carter. I'm 34 years old. I live in a one-bedroom apartment above a nail salon in Raven Creek, Illinois. I work 2 jobs, daytime as a medical billing assistant, nights cleaning offices downtown. Ain't glamorous, but it's honest. I don't post fancy vacations. I don't drive anything flashy. I don't flex online. But what my brother doesn't know is I stopped needing my father's money a long time ago, and what he definitely doesn't know is the will he thinks made him rich was never the real one. My brother's name is Ethan Carter, golden child, college football star back in the day, daddy's favorite since diapers. Everything came easy to Ethan. If he wanted a car, Dad bought it. If he failed a class, Dad paid someone to fix it. If he messed up, someone else always took the blame. Me? I was the quiet one, the invisible one, the "you're strong, you'll figure it out" kid. When Mom died in a car accident when I was 16, something cracked in our family. Dad turned bitter, Ethan turned entitled, and I turned invisible. By the time I was 20, I moved out with a trash bag of clothes and $83 in my pocket. Dad didn't stop me. Ethan didn't call me. That was 12 years ago. Standing in that gas station, the smell of burnt coffee in my nose, people rushing to work around me, I wasn't thinking about grief. I was thinking about timing. Because 3 months earlier, my father had called me, not Ethan. It was a Sunday afternoon. I was folding laundry when my phone rang. Dad's name flashed on the screen. I almost didn't answer. We hadn't spoken in 5 years. "Naomi?" His voice sounded older, smaller. "I need to see you." I drove 3 hours to his farm outside Raven Creek. He looked bad. Thinner, hands shaking, eyes heavy with regret. We sat at the kitchen table where Mom used to make pancakes every Sunday. He didn't waste time. "I messed up," he said. "With you, with everything." I stayed quiet. Then he dropped the bomb. I changed my will. My heart stopped. I left the house and savings to Ethan before, but I fixed it. Everything goes to you now. I stared at him. Why? Tears pooled in his eyes. Because you were the only one who ever loved me without wanting something back. He slid a folder across the table. Signed, stamped, witnessed, legal, real. I didn't celebrate. I didn't hug him. I just nodded, because money wasn't what I came for. Closure was. I never told Ethan. I didn't need drama. Dad asked me to keep it quiet until he passed. I agreed. What I didn't expect was Ethan trying to move faster than death itself. 2 weeks after that visit, Dad stopped answering my calls. Then my texts stopped delivering. I called the farmhouse. Disconnected. Something felt wrong.
I almost drove out there, but work got crazy, life got loud, and then that phone call came. Dad died last night. No funeral info, no hospital name, no sympathy, just money talk. That's when I knew something stank. After the call, I didn't go to work. I drove straight to the county clerk office, asked for death records. The clerk typed for a minute, frowned. "Ma'am, there's no death certificate filed under that name yet." My stomach tightened. What? If he passed last night, it wouldn't be here yet, but usually hospitals submit within hours. A lie was floating in the air. Big one. I drove to the farmhouse, front gate open, lights off, mail piled up. Inside smelled stale, Dad's medicine bottles still full, bed untouched, no signs of death, no ambulance marks, no police notice, no coroner tag, just silence. And then I saw the safe in the study, open, empty. My heart started racing. Ethan had been here. As I stood in that quiet farmhouse, my phone buzzing in my hand again. Unknown number. I answered. A man's voice whispered, "If you're at the house, leave now. Your brother isn't done yet." My blood ran cold. "What do you mean?" Click. The line went dead. And that's when I realized Dad might not even be dead, and Ethan might be playing a much darker game.
"If you're at the house, leave now. Your brother isn't done yet." That voice kept echoing in my head as I stood frozen in the living room. My eyes darted to every shadow. Windows, hallway, back door. I didn't know who called me, but I knew one thing. They sounded scared, and fear don't lie. I grabbed Dad's old flashlight from the drawer and slipped out the back door instead of the front. Didn't want to be seen. Didn't want to be followed. I sat in my car for a full minute before starting the engine. My hands were shaking. Not panic, adrenaline, because something bigger than inheritance was unfolding. I replayed the voice in my head. Male, mid-30s maybe, local accent. Not Ethan, not Dad. Someone who knew the house, someone close. The only person that made sense was Marcus Hill, Dad's mechanic, old family friend, worked on all our farm trucks for years. I pulled over and searched his number in my contacts. Still saved. My thumb hovered. Then I called. Ring, ring, click. Marcus? Long pause. Naomi? My stomach dropped. "It was you," I whispered. "He shouldn't be talking on the phone," he said nervously, "but you ain't safe messing with this. Where's my dad?" Silence. Then, "I don't think he's dead." My heart slammed against my ribs. "Ethan showed up 3 nights ago. He was drunk, mad, screaming about money and debt and some investors threatening him. What happened? He and your dad argued, loud. Things got physical." My breath caught. "I left before it got worse, but next morning, your dad's truck was gone." Cold chills crawled up my arms. Ethan telling folks he died? Yes. My grip tightened on the steering wheel. "Marcus, I need your help." He hesitated. "Okay." Marcus told me something that made my blood freeze. Ethan had borrowed over $600,000 from private lenders, not banks, street money, bad people. He was using the farm as collateral, but legally, he didn't own it yet. Dad did, which meant if Dad disappeared or was declared dead, Ethan could claim everything fast, sell it, pay his debts, cover his tracks, or worse. I called my lawyer friend, Rachel Bloom, told her everything. She checked county records. Guess what? A new will had been filed online 2 days ago, signed digitally, leaving everything to Ethan. Forgery, fake, fraud, but legally dangerous if not challenged fast. Rachel said, "If your dad's alive, we need to find him immediately." I took 3 days off work, didn't tell anyone. I became invisible. I checked hospital admissions, local motels, pharmacy records, gas station cameras near the farm. Then
I found something. Dad's credit card had been used at a roadside motel 47 miles south, room 209, paid cash plus card, yesterday. If he was dead, he wouldn't be buying motel rooms. I drove there at night, heart pounding. Motel looked sketchy, neon sign flickering. I walked to room 209. Door cracked open. Inside smelled like antiseptic. Blood on the bedsheet. Not a lot, but enough. My stomach flipped. The bathroom door creaked. I slowly pushed it open. Empty. But Dad's jacket hung on the hook. I recognized it instantly. My hands shook. He was here, alive, recently. As I stepped outside, headlights flashed. A black SUV parked across the lot, windows tinted, engine running, watching me. I ducked behind a soda machine. My phone buzzed. Text from unknown number. Stop digging or you'll end up like him. My blood ran ice cold. The SUV slowly rolled forward, past me. Window cracked just enough, and I saw the driver. Ethan. His eyes locked onto mine. Cold, calculating. No brother left in them, only a predator who knew his secret was slipping.
Seeing Ethan's face behind that cracked window felt like staring into a stranger wearing my brother's skin. No anger, no guilt, no fear, just control. The SUV rolled past slowly, tires crunching gravel like a warning shot. He wanted me to know, I see you. My legs felt weak as the taillights disappeared into the darkness. This wasn't family drama anymore. This was war. 2 minutes later, my phone rang again. Marcus. Naomi, I just saw Ethan drive toward the old quarry road. My heart skipped. That's where Dad used to fish. And where the abandoned storage sheds are, Marcus added. Storage sheds. Remote. Hidden. Perfect place to hide someone. Naomi, I think he's got Dad. I didn't call the cops. Not yet. No proof, no body, no legal leverage. And if Ethan sensed police pressure, Dad might disappear forever. So I followed. Kept my headlights off at distance, heart pounding so loud I could hear it in my ears. The SUV turned onto the gravel road leading toward the quarry, dust clouds rising, moonlight barely cutting through the trees. My hands were sweating on the steering wheel. I kept whispering, "Please be alive. Please be alive." Ethan parked outside one of the old storage sheds. Rusty metal, padlock hanging loose, light inside. I parked behind a tree line and crept closer on foot. Every step felt like thunder. I peeked through a broken panel, and my stomach dropped. Dad was inside, tied to a chair, bruised, alive. Ethan stood in front of him holding a phone. "You always loved her more," Ethan snapped. "She didn't even need you. I needed you." Dad's voice was weak. "Son, this isn't you." Ethan laughed. "You made me this." My nails dug into my palm. I wanted to rush in, but I couldn't. Not yet. I needed leverage. Proof. I quietly started recording on my phone. Every word, every threat. Ethan paced. "They're gonna kill me if I don't pay them by Friday. You hear me? I had to move fast. Fake your death, force the inheritance, sell the land." Dad whispered, "You forged the will." "Yeah, and I'd do worse if I had to." My breath caught. Confession. On camera. Jackpot. My phone vibrated. Another message from Rachel. Judge-approved emergency injunction. Property frozen. Meaning Ethan couldn't sell anything now, which meant he'd panic, dangerously. I knew I had to act. I stepped forward. Crunch. A twig snapped. Ethan spun. Our eyes locked. "Naomi," his face drained of color. I walked in slowly, phone still recording. Surprise. Dad's eyes widened. "Naomi." Ethan's jaw tightened. "You shouldn't be here."
You shouldn't have lied about Dad being dead. Silence pressed heavy. Then Ethan laughed, but it sounded cracked. You think you won? I already did. I showed him the recording screen. His face went pale. Ethan's hand slowly slid into his jacket. My breath stopped. Dad cried out, "Ethan, don't!" A gun. Small. Black. Real. Everything slowed. You delete that video, or nobody leaves. My heartbeat slammed in my ears. My phone buzzed again. Another message from Rachel. Police en route, 7 minutes out. Ethan saw my screen light up. His eyes went wild. You called the cops? His finger tightened on the trigger. Dad screamed, and the gun lifted toward me.
Time slowed down. Ethan's finger curled tighter around the trigger. Dad was crying. My heart was pounding so hard it felt like it might explode out of my chest. 7 minutes until police arrived. 7 minutes might as well have been 7 years. I lifted my hands slowly. Ethan, breathe. He was shaking, sweat dripping down his forehead. You ruined me, he hissed. You always ruined everything. I swallowed. No, you ruined yourself. I softened my voice. You don't want to be a murderer on top of everything else. Debt, fraud, kidnapping, forgery. Don't add blood to that list. His eyes flickered. Doubt. Fear. I kept talking. Drop the gun, Ethan. We'll figure something out. He laughed bitterly. Like Dad figured things out for you? Silence cracked open old wounds. Dad whispered, she deserved better than what I gave her. Ethan's jaw tightened, jealousy bleeding through again. Faint sirens echoed through the woods. Not close yet, but coming. Ethan heard them too. Panic slammed into his face. They're coming for me. I stepped closer slowly. Put the gun down, Ethan. His hands trembled violently. Then, the gun slipped from his fingers. It hit the concrete floor with a metallic clatter. Dad sobbed in relief. I kicked the gun away. Ethan dropped to his knees, face buried in his hands. I didn't mean for it to go this far. He looked broken now. Not powerful, not dangerous. Just empty. Police lights flooded the shed moments later. Officers stormed in, cuffed Ethan, untied Dad. Paramedics rushed him out. Ethan was charged with kidnapping, fraud, forgery, illegal firearm possession, false death reporting. He took a plea deal. 15 years, no inheritance, no control, no lies left. Rachel finalized the court case. Dad's real will stood firm. Everything legally transferred to me. House, land, savings. But I didn't keep it. Dad moved into assisted living. We talked for hours sometimes. About Mom, about mistakes, about forgiveness. He cried a lot. So did I. We healed slowly, honestly. I sold the farm, paid Dad's care, donated part to domestic abuse shelters, started my own medical billing firm, built something that was mine. Not blood money, not revenge money, freedom money. 6 months later, my phone rang again. Prison number. Ethan. I let it ring, then declined. Some chapters don't deserve rereads. One morning, standing in line at that same gas station, coffee in hand, sunrise glowing through the windows, my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I smiled instinctively, but this time, it was just a wrong number. Life felt quiet, peaceful, clean, and for the first time in years, I felt free. Sometimes the people who try to steal your future end up building it for you, not through revenge, but through truth.